All right, this video is going to be a slightly different look at the Ravens offense from the Week 1 win over the Texans. Of course, we know it was very inconsistent across the board from the top all the way down, from the left all the way to the right. We wanted to see more. I think we will. I think the offense will get better as new plays, new concepts, new reads are put in for all the players. Seeing high-level starter caliber defensive players, having to execute those concepts against them as opposed to just in practice is a challenge. We won the game. We won it convincingly. Would have liked to have been a lot more clean offensively, but let's take a look at one new concept that the Ravens ran, and I'm going to show a couple of variations of this. I'll show one play from the Ravens' 2022 Week 1 win against the Jets. This play's new play's called Wham Trap, and they're running it out of 20 personnel, at least yesterday. It's a unique concept, a unique way to block trap. EA did a really cool video on it earlier today. I think he called it a three-man trap. Basically, three players were getting trapped, and that's totally accurate the way he described it. The terminology that I know is calling it wham. The Detroit Lions run this under Ben Johnson. I'll show you how the Ravens ran wham trap slightly different in 2022. So the first thing you're going to see, we'll pull this back to the beginning, is fold blocks by everybody on the front for the Ravens. So this D tackle is going to get wham trapped by Ricard, and Ricard stays on him pretty good. Moses is going to step to this left defensive end. The running lane is off of Ricard's down block, is right here. But you got other players to deal with. Ravens do this in a unique way, at least for the NFL. Zeitler is going to block back and trap the other D tackle. You can see his flat back there. That allows Linderbaum to move right up to the second level. And by Zeitler essentially pulling here, what that's doing is giving this inside linebacker a reason to step this way. It just closes him off. It's like he closes himself off by using his instincts the way he's trained to. It's brilliant. On the backside, you also have Simpson trapping the other D end and Stanley working up. I mean, look at Linderbaum and Stanley. The beauty of this play, if you ask me, is it's 20 personnel. So you're going to get a light box. People call it a light box. You know, we got three receivers on the field. There's going to be a nickel defender. That's point number one. So you're dealing with a 4-2 in the box. The other thing I think that's beautiful about it is you've got our most athletic two linemen, Linderbaum and Stanley. I know they're both hurt right now, but at this point in the game, they're still playing, and we will have them back at some point this season. The most athletic guys working up to the second level immediately. This is an amazing play. It's an amazing concept, I think. It puts the D tackle in tremendous conflict. He's unblocked. It's basically like the Red Sea has parted for him off the snap. And I'll pause it here in a moment, and we'll go to the play from 2022. So there's Ricard. Again, he's going to be the guy that's going to down block, essentially trap block on this D tackle here. Watch Zeitler and Moses step in opposite directions. And what that does for the D tackle is it gives him this huge lane to see Lamar, and he doesn't see Patrick Ricard at all. It's a beautiful scheme. I love it. I hope we run this at least once or twice a game. Wham trap. 13-yard gain. The run game was very inconsistent, don't get me wrong. But this is a concept I'd like to see us run. I'd like to see us run play action out of this same formation once we've established some of these run concepts. You got great angles for the down blocks. You got great angles for the trap blocks, whatever you want to call them. And then the two most athletic guys getting out on the linebacker level, closing those guys off. They're lucky that this wasn't a bigger gain than it ended up being. Cool stuff. We had some new plays in there that I think are very interesting. This is one of them that, maybe some people may not find interesting because it's a run concept. All right, back to 2022. You still have Ricard on the field, but you got 22 personnel. So we're doing this differently. But you could say the way we did it this year is a little bit more advantageous in that we're doing it out of a 20 personnel look, but an 11 personnel formation. So it's a fumble by Mike Davis. It was, a really well blocked run play, if you ask me. So we're going to get Ricard working up to go get Mosley. This D tackle here is the guy that's going to be left unblocked. This is the wham. This is really, to me, a trap block, which is an inside-out block. Whereas Ricard's block this past week, yesterday, Sunday, is the Wham portion, if you ask me. Now, the Ravens are also folding this over here. Ricard gets up to Mosley. Davis bounces it out, gets hit, fumbles. We were able to recover, fortunately. But so there's a slight difference in the way this play is being run. We're under center, 2022 versus being in the pistol yesterday. But you can see it's an unblocked D tackle who wants to attack, wants to get after the quarterback, wants to make plays, has to now worry about, hey, are they going to leave me unblocked here? So what we can't do offensively is just be predictable when we run this. It can't only be out of twin slot pistol. We've got to figure out a way to run it from multiple looks. All right, the Lions run the same concept. This is filmed from last year. And you look, it's the same exact formation, meaning it's the same thing, except now they've got a tight end here where Ricard was. Additionally, the number one receiver is a tighter split. He's going to go get a safety. But you got the same scheme here. Sewell is going to step out to the edge defender. Tight end's going to step down and wham trap that D tackle. Same blocking scheme up front with the O-line. Let it run again, and then I'll pause it and just break down the scheme, break down the blocking scheme. Cool stuff. Maybe the Ravens copy this from them. I don't know. NFL's a copycat league. So same scheme. Guy's going to work up. Left guard going to go trap the edge defender over here. That's one trap. Just like EA called it. 77 is going to work up. And the right guard is going to go trap or kick out this D tackle right here. That's your triple trap or your three-man trap. You can see the angle that's created. The tight end's wham trap here. The right guard's wham trap here. The left guard's, or the trap here, trap and kick out here is essentially what those two are. Running downhill, Amon-Ra St. Brown going and getting the number 2 defender at the second level, which I think is a nickel defender. DeAndre Swift running downfield. Let it run one more time through, and then you guys can see the Ravens play again. Maybe you notice some differences, from the way that I'm explaining it. Of course, this one's under center. The Lions spend a lot of time under center. The Ravens, in the past, have been more in the pistol. We weren't in the pistol as much yesterday. I am a little worried that how often we were in the pistol Sunday when we ran the football versus when we passed. It seemed like we were very heavily run, dominant out of the pistol. We don't want to give away our tendencies. I think Todd Monken and his offensive staff this year are going to do their best to not be predictable, but you can see the same wham trap, Ricard, trap here, trap by the left guard, Stanley and Linderbaum moving up, like I talked about ad nauseum earlier. You guys let me know if you like to play. Trap is one of my favorite concepts. One of the first things we did whenever we game planned, besides look for run-pass tendencies, formation and personnel tendencies, one of the first things we on our checklist was, do they run trap? Because if they didn't run trap, we could tell our interior D tackles, get off the ball. Don't worry about getting trapped this week. I mean, you still had to do your trap drill for your D tackles, your trap drill, your double team drill, all of those things, but you could tell them, hey, they don't run trap. And their eyes would light up. Like, Coach, they don't run trap? Nope, they don't run trap. So you don't have to worry about it this week. Putting this in here and hopefully having 2 or 3 versions of it just gives the D tackles for the other team a little bit of pause. I would have liked to have seen us run some trap and some kick concepts a little bit more and not just, zone read stuff, your classic shotgun-oriented 11 personnel-oriented run game. I thought when we were reading or when it looked like we were reading the end man on line scrimmage for those things, it may have been just a called give from the headset, from Monken, which is fine if you want to establish that. But I'd like to see more trap stuff, more kick-out blocks. Give those defensive guys something to have to worry about and somebody who could knock them in the teeth if they come off the ball and they aren't paying attention, they aren't looking around. Hopefully create some hesitation, some mental pause in them and slow down their get off when they're trying to rush the passer. Appreciate you guys' time. Let me know what you think of this video. I'm going to try to put out as much content as possible in the next day and a half about this Ravens game and then really start breaking down the offense in terms of tendencies and personnel and stuff like that. Appreciate you guys' time. Let me know any other videos you'd like to see as we work through Monday evening. Appreciate your time.